Affinity Xtra, be extra.
This is Affinity Xtra.
Yo, beautiful people, what is going on? It's your girl Philly. It's been a while, hasn't it? You missed me? I've missed you too. It's been a very eventful summer, but it's good to be back. I'm glad to be back in the hot seat on 7 sharp on a Sunday. This is episode 8. Welcome to the show. And as always, got some bangers for you. Got a couple of old school classics today. Also got a dilemma that I shall be answering, and we will be ending with Gospel Karaoke TV's Song of the Week. So make sure you keep it locked to Affinity Xtra. We're starting off with the one and only JS. Now this song is absolutely iconic, absolutely legendary. Listen to the wordplay in this. He put so much into this song. It is 7. Let's go.
Seven. Yeah. 7, the divine revelation from heaven. I guess there's power in the number after 6 is 7. 7's the number of completion. Dwelling with he that went to find rest and returned with 7 demons. 7 seas on this globe. Let us peep at the Sea of Galilee in which Jesus drove. Note, as I quote the Lord Jehovah, if anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over. 7 of every kind of clean animal for Noah to float with on a boat. He's excellent for shower. Jacob loved Rachel and worked for 7 years. The 7th time the priest blew his horn, Israel shed a tear.
And the walls came tumbling down.
The 7 specific wounds inflicted on Christ, who wore thorns as a crown. Ow, this might sound impossible, how Christ can have 7 loaves and still feed the 4 vow. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. Check it. Oh, it's the number 7. Popping up once again. In this world we all have to survive, cause it's strange how bombs went off on the trains and the bus on the 7th day of the 7th month of 2005. Plus it's the day after we won the Olympics. And that day is 7 years until the games. If I were to be specific, Olympic has 7 letters. There's 7 colors in the rainbow. Up in the sky with 7 heavens. In Revelations there's 7 thrones, uttered by an angel from heaven. The earth has 7 woes. 7 letters to the church, 7 trumpets and 7 bowls. 7 seals revealed to be unleashed on this globe. God leads us, so I'm giving a clue. The 7 words in Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. In the Gospel of John, the 7 I am statements from Christ. There were 7 brothers who died and left behind a wife. Matthew 7 verse 7, ask and it shall be given you. It's amazing to see how the 7 words used. He was bruised on the cross, actually. Yeshua screamed, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. 7 words in English. The 7 statements of Christ on the cross before he said it is finished. It is finished. On Calvary's cross. Calvary's made up of 7 letters, the place where the enemy lost. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7.
that sounds so foolish, but that's how we live. And we spend our lives chasing after food. Let's go. In this world, all I know now. Diamonds or pearls, oh, how silly go. My life you can hold. Tell me, do you win? Do you win? What's your money spent? Oh no, hope that you're content. I say in the end, don't give me mansion, top of the city. Don't need the world with the shallow friends, but give me a savior, my life he can hold. I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold. You can have this world, just give me Jesus. For there's no other name whereby we must be saved. For he alone is worthy, and Jesus is his name. I'm singing in this world, not diamonds or pearls, oh, your silly gold. Oh yeah, my life you can hold. Tell me, who you win? Oh, what's your money spent? Oh yeah, hope that you're content. I say be silver and gold. I would rather have Jesus, yeah. Silver and gold. For there is no other name above the name. You know and I know he's the only one that can save us. Just give me Jesus, just give me Jesus, just give me Jesus. Silver and gold.
Give life, live life as a man and do it so abundantly. Yeah, he came here to give man peace, a past and a hope of eternity. He told me what I could be. Back when I had a seed, it was only my dream. Yeah, now I'm seeing life in HD. Whoa, now I'm living life in high definition. Full color, I discovered my team to help figure out what it means and keep cool when I'm blowing off steam. Cut from the same cloth, tight at the seams, washed clean by his raindrops. See the boy gleam. Your love is never out of my reach. It's your love that I see.
When I look back at how far he's brought me, if I tell you my story, you'd see that my God is for me. When I look back at all that you've done, my redemption's because of the Son. I know that my God is for me. My God is imperfections, I am yours. I know you love me cause you're merciful. I see that you made me beautiful. God, you make all things good and wonderful. No matter what I face, I will rejoice in you always. I'll give thanks, whatever comes my way. I will rejoice in you always, always. No matter what I face, I will rejoice in you always. I'll give thanks, whatever comes my way. I will rejoice in you always, always, always. Always, 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 always. Sanyu kabuli jo, kama wange mulunji yoka. Sanyu kabuli jo, tendere za Yesu. Sanyu kabuli jo, kama wange mulunji yoka. Kama wange mulunji
Always, you're always above all, and now I keep pace in the race I run for. I elevate on your wings like Concord until my heartbeat and your heartbeat conform. Stand tall, and if I fall, you're a strong tower like the Eiffel. And you calm my praises uproar. Yeah, all yours.
My God is for me. My God is. My God is for me. My God is.
Download our Affinity Xtra app for your smartphones and tablets. Visit your app store and search Affinity Xtra.
Yes, that was the sound of Shireen and featuring Dave Create with Sanuka. I absolutely love that song, as you could see. It's such a vibe. I've got big plans for that song. Keep tuned, stay locked, you will see what I will do with that song. I've got big plans. I need to ask them first though. But we kicked off with the one and only JS with the song 7. Is that not an absolute tune? Like, when you really dissect the lyrics, like, he went in. You can tell that the song 7 was a proper project for him, and he absolutely nailed it. Yeah, it's a song that I'm gonna love forever. My kids love it. It's a banger. 7 is a banger. Make sure you get that added to your playlist if you haven't already. Yeah, and then we also played Silver and Gold, the Neo Soul remix. I think the original was by Talib Kweli, and Sean C. Johnson he just went in on that track. I love the bass line, I love the melodies, I love the harmony, and he just smashed it with Silver and Gold over that remix. And then, as I said, we played Shireen with Sanuka. So now we have reached the part of the show that is a lot of people's favourite part, and it's Dear Felicity. So let's find out what our dilemma is today.
Dear Felicity.
Dear Felicity, I had a friend who was like a sister to me. We were friends from school days, and I thought we'd be close forever. We'd never even had an argument, but somehow we fell out over something small and became more and more distant over time until eventually we had no more contact. The last time we spoke was around 2 years ago. We do still have each other on social media, and she's been on my mind a lot recently because she's been putting up loads of quotes and posts that make it look like she's not in a good place. I want to reach out to her, but I don't want her to think I'm just being nosy. Even though we fell out, I genuinely care for her. To be honest, I think I'm a little afraid that she might not welcome me back into her life or miss me like I miss her. What would you say is the best way for me to let her know that I'm here for her if she wants me to be?
Okay, so that was our Dear Felicity. I hope you could hear it because my headphones were playing up. But yeah, so I've got some experience with this because I've, as I'm sure many of you that are listening have had as well. A lot of the time when we lose friends, we wonder why. Why does the person not want to be my friend anymore? What is it that I have done? What is it that I have said to offend them? And how can I get the friendship back? Going back to your Dear Felicity message, you said you already started off by saying I had a friend, which it sounds like you've already cast a friendship as something from the past, something that's history already, and you haven't spoken for 2 years, and that's quite a long time. Having said that, 2 years isn't too long when the friendship is still rebuildable. That's not a word, but it is for today. 2 years, I mean, I've got friends that I lost contact with like 10 years ago, and now we're in contact and we get on like a house on fire. So the time doesn't necessarily determine whether or not you can be friends again or not. I always say there are reasons and seasons for people falling out, for friendships becoming distant, for fizzling out. Sometimes there's a reason for everything anyway. Obviously, God has a plan for us that we don't know of. But he guides us along the way as long as we're obedient to his voice. Some people are supposed to be in our lives for particular seasons, for particular reasons. And sometimes when a friendship ends, it just means that season, that season of our lives that person was supposed to be there for has ended. So it's a case where, you know, you have to assess the friendship. Now, is it a case where she did you wrong or you did her wrong? You have to have a look at that. And because maybe, you know, God has saved you from something by this person not being your friend anymore. If it's a case where you did the person wrong, sometimes it's a case where this has come up so that you can reach out to them, rectify the situation, apologize where necessary. So again, I don't know the full ins and outs of the story. I only know, you know, the message. We really need to do these as live calls so I can ask questions as well, engage more perspective into the situation. But yeah, so it depends what happened. I don't know if you've had that conversation, you know, that where did our friendship go wrong kind of conversation. Is there anything we can do to rebuild it again? You know, and if it's a case where the friend has said, look, it's not going to be the same. Like, we had this friendship and now it's so much has happened. There's too much water under the bridge now, and it's just not going to be the same as it was before. So we may as well go our separate ways. If that has happened, then I would definitely say just leave it dead in the water. However, I do believe that if someone keeps coming into your mind, it is sometimes a sign that you need to pray for them. So maybe, I mean, definitely pray for her. But just bear in mind, keep your expectations low that when you do reach out to her, she may not respond. Or if she does respond, it may not be the response that you wanted. Because I think you said, oh, what if she doesn't miss me the way I miss her type thing. You know, she may just respond with an emoji, or you may just get aired. You have to be prepared for that. You may not get, you know, you may not hear what you want to hear. So that's a risk that, you know, you're going to have to take if you do want to get in contact with her. And I would say that if you are going to get in contact with her, I think you said you follow each other on socials, and that's how you saw her posts and you were wondering what was wrong with her and everything. I would say that I would get in contact with her through that same platform. So whether it's Insta, Twitter, or whatever it is, get in contact with her through that. Send a little message. I've seen your posts. I was a little bit worried, just a bit concerned. I hope you're okay. Just to let you know, I know it's been a long time, but I still value our friendship and I will always be there for you. So if you need me, I'm here, shout me, kind of thing. And you know, you can't really go wrong with a message like that. And then the rest is up to her. And again, once you've sent that message, keep your expectations low and let God do the rest. And if it's a case where it's meant to be and you're meant to speak to each other, you're meant to be friends again, I believe that it will happen. But one thing I would say is do not force the friendship. I think it's important, like with relationships and friendships, it shouldn't be forced. Like I said, the right people will be in your life at the right time. So if you look around you now, like your circle of friends, they are all supposed to be in your life at this season. Whether or not the season's about to come to an end or not, that's on God. But it's the people that are supposed to be in your life will be in your life at the right time, I believe. So especially when you leave your life in God's hands and you trust him with his plan, he will always direct the right people in your path. From my own personal experience, I had a friend that I stopped talking to. I didn't really want to stop talking to her, but I realized that as I was getting a bit deeper in my faith, our friendship wasn't the same. And I think it's because she's of a completely different faith. And that wasn't a problem before. But as I became deeper and deeper into Christianity, and she was also getting deeper and deeper into her religion, we were clashing and it just wasn't working out. I mean, lovely person, like she's one of the loveliest people I've ever met in my entire life. However, something didn't feel right, and I felt this urge to just start to distance myself from her. The conversations were starting to clash and everything. Like, we were still being lovely to each other, but when it came to like faith and stuff, it was like we weren't on the same wavelength kind of thing. And it's not to say that you can't have friends of different faiths. I still have friends of different faiths, but for some reason that particular friendship just wasn't quite working at that time. And then I've also had like a childhood friend who I never thought, would become strangers, never in a million years. Like, she was my childhood friend, and I just believed that we would be best friends until the end, like BFF, like best friends forever kind of thing. But again, because of silly situation, as you said, I think it was something small then led to something bigger, and then it escalated, and then it just got out of hand, and then we just started to drift. And it's like, wow, someone that I spoke to like 100 times a day, went on holiday with, had a business with, were so close to each other's families and everything, is now a complete stranger. And it's crazy when you think about it. And yes, sometimes I do think of her, and even during lockdown and everything, we reached out to each other at the same time. So she is on my mind, and I'm obviously on her mind from time to time, but it wasn't meant to be. And I think the season of our friendship had ended. And if it's a case where we're supposed to be friends again, then I do believe that God will make a way for that to happen. But sometimes we just have to trust God with what he's doing. He knows what's best for us. He knows what he wants for us and who's supposed to be around us. He also hears the conversations that people have about us that we don't hear. So I'm trusting in him. I trust in him, and I know that, what is meant to be will be. I've also got to say that sometimes when the friendship flops, it's actually your fault. It's not always the other person. Like, oh, how come they're not my friend anymore? Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes getting a new job, getting into a new relationship can make you so focused on that person, that new person in your life, or that new job, or that new area that you've moved to, that you kind of forget about your friends, and you've got tunnel vision, and you're just focused on this one thing, and then your friends kind of are put on a back burner, and the friendships start to dwindle and stuff. And in that case, when it is your fault, sometimes it's a good thing to reach out and say, look, I'm really sorry. I got carried away, blah, blah, but I really appreciate our friendship. I value our friendship and I want us to meet up and spend some time together, etc. Friendships as well as relationships have to be worked on. They're not just there and then you just leave it. You do have to work at it. And the more you put in, the more you get out. But at the same time, we also have to appreciate that everyone does have a life outside of friendship. There's family, there's work, there's marriage, there's all of these different things. So there has to be like a balance. And it can be difficult sometimes. Wires can get crossed and, you know, people can get offended and stuff like that. I remember I had a friend who would only speak to me. I'd only hear from her when she was in a relationship. I don't know if it's because she wanted us both to talk about our guys, or I don't know. It was just, I just found it a bit strange. So people are strange. People have, you know, they treat their friendships differently. So yeah, I would definitely say just assess the situation, assess what the friendship was, how much she means to you and everything. And never become too busy for your friends. Always make time to message them, find out how they're doing, check in, meet up once in a while if possible, video call. Don't forget about your friends. Very, very, very important. Even Jesus had his 12 friends around him all the time. It's so important, so crucial. Friendship is a main part of our lives, and it's very important to value and cherish and nurture our friendships. I would definitely say that there are different types of friendships as well. You have acquaintances and you have like friends kind of thing, and people assess their friendships in different ways. So people would say that my realest friends are the ones that if there was a situation and I called them, they would back me. Like, that's my realest friend. Other people would say, oh, my realest friends are the ones who they get on with my parents and we know each other's parents. Or someone else would say, oh, my realest friends are the ones who come to my house. The ones that come to my house are the ones that are, you know, my real ones. Other people will say, oh, my realest friends are the ones that I've been friends with the longest. So since I was a child, since I was in school, college, etc. You know, for me personally, I would say some of my realist friends would be the ones that have a relationship with my children or make an effort with my children. They want to get to know them. They know them by name. They know their characteristics. They like to meet up with them and see them. And obviously my kids know them and love them. Because if you know me, you know that my children mean the absolute world to me. So therefore, if you've got love for me, you're bound to have love for my children. So those that make an effort with them, I see them as my realist friends. Not to say that I haven't got real ones that don't have a relationship with my children, but just talking about realists. And people have different ways that they assess who their realists are. So think about that to my listener. Is this friend one of your realist friends that you can't live without, you know? And do you know what? I think as we get older, having a bag of friends, like a bag of brethren, is not that important. You know, it's not like back in the day when you roll down to Carnival with like 50 people and, you know, I've got all my friends, all my goons, all my people around me. It's not necessarily about that. As you get older, you get wiser. And as you get wiser, your circle actually decreases. And I would rather have one good friend or two good friends that are loyal, that pray with me, pray for me. They love my kids, they love my husband, you know, they come to my yard, they know my family, like, and they're real, and they've got my back in front of me and behind my back, you know. I would rather have that than 100 friends where some of them could turn out to be snakes. Do you know what I mean? So I think, as we grow, I think it is important to tighten our circle. And if we lose friends, sometimes it's God's way of pruning certain people and protecting us from certain potential, situations that we could get ourselves into. And some friends are bad influences, unfortunately, even if it's like little things like bad habits and stuff like that, that we pick up as we're always around them and stuff like that. Sometimes if God takes those kind of people away, it's not always the worst thing. As I said, reasons and seasons. So we just have to trust in him. We have to lift up our friendships over to him. It's important to pray for our friends as well. Definitely tell them that we love them, show them love, cherish them, be there for them as much as they are there for us, and have that balance, not just offload to them and not ask them how they are and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that what I've said has been helpful, or some of what I've said at least has been helpful. I do have a few Bible quotes as well that I would like to read out for you. And I think, do you know what? We are at a stage where we can tell in a friendship and in a relationship if something's not quite right. We can feel it in our gut, in our spirit, if we know we need to distance ourselves from someone, or if, something someone's doing doesn't quite fit with the path that we want to go down. And I think we should allow that instinct to kick in and, allow us to make wise decisions. And I'm going to leave with some Bible quotes, starting with Proverbs 18:24, and this is from the ESV version. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs 13:20, again from the ESV version. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. And then we've got Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, two will withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. John 15:13, again ESV. Greater love has no one than someone lay down his life for his friends. And we have the greatest friend, and we all know who that is. It is Jesus Christ. And I've got a couple of quotes here as well. A small loyal circle of real friends is way more valuable than a large circle of acquaintances. I don't know. Did I write that? Or did I? Do you know? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to Google it to see if I found it somewhere. Or I think I wrote that one because I said something similar. Yeah, I think I wrote that one. Let's Google it and find out. Reasons and seasons. And then again, ending with, our greatest friend is the one who laid his life down for us so that we could become friends with God, the most important thing that matters. So to our listener, I hope that has been helpful to you, and everyone else that is listening, hope it has been helpful to you as well. And we are going to move on now to play our next song before gospel karaoke song of the week. This one is Ado and Thulani with Weather the Storm.
Hope seems so far away, and peace so hard to find. I fix my mind toward the day. Darkness makes way for light. In spite of what my heart may feel, one thing I know rings true. The will to fight in us is real, and we won't stop till we break through. We will weather the storm. It won't be long. We'll come through stronger. We will weather the storm. It won't be long. We'll come through stronger. Whether there'll be winds or rain, or the sky comes crashing down, we will reap and enjoy the pain and tears that we have sown. However loud the sound may roar and waters rage below, ride these waves across the earth and guide your ship back home. We will weather the storm. It won't be long. We'll come through stronger. We will weather the storm. It won't be long. We'll come through stronger.
Yes, that was Ado featuring Thulani with Weather the Storm. So if your friends have outgrown you or you've outgrown your friend and life is new, you've got a new circle, new people coming into your life, you're going through certain situations, you miss your old friends, your best friends now become a stranger, God will help you weather the storm. That was a beautiful song there. I love the kind of amapiano kind of vibe with that song. Love the lyrics as well. And now we have come to Gospel Karaoke TV's Song of the Week. Are you ready? Now, there's been so many songs over the past few weeks. Like, I always wonder, do people manage to guess correctly which song I'm going to play as Song of the Week? Let's find out.
Now it's time for Gospel Song of the Week.
Suddenly you're asking for it back.
it's just
Yes.
way.
Our song of the week is Unshakable, Rebla, featuring Beloved Music, Elijah Tishbite. Let's go.
Saying you back your bro, but it's going through lust, going back him then. Man came for 14 days, now I'm on fire like Ryu's friend. Got pulled by Arnie, said of the chat, man, chat is way too violent. Man left that meeting smiling. Of course I'm still on gliding, sliding, sliming. Cause the kingdom I suffered violence. Step with big machines, we want rage, can't shake my faith. We made some bands, but the grace gave back to the plug, that's 10%. Yeah, I did that spiritual glide with bro, but by the blood I'm innocent. I ain't scared of demons, it's oil, get rid of them. Or pass a touch a head and song a let's get a bang.
I call upon your name, things automatically have to change. I'll keep fighting, your time is coming. Yeah, he's the way, not for the truth, oh yeah. He makes a way, where there's the way. It's time to rise above it all. Unshakable, my faith's unshakable.
See my wife be sleeping beauty, and we move like beast mode Christians. Better come back to God like Frisbee, with a beauty and a beast, no Disney. I put my faith in the Lord, like Tyson Fury the gypsy. The heart of man be wicked, just look at what happened to Nipsey. The word is a double-edged sword, flawless but we still move flawed. Got Christians robbing the Lord, with the tithes and offering. I roll with a Trinity gang, not a trilogy like Canelo Golovkin. Zelly hit man for a top-up, so I put a meat feast on a topping. I'm attending praise and worship, I'm the Christian body popping. The year of divine prosperity, ask Mary, I'm popping. Snap, crackle, if the enemy comes I'll pop him. The spiritual warfare back, where the snake meat lies in the rat.
When I call upon your name, things automatically have to change. I'll keep fighting.
Yes, that was Unshakable by Rebla featuring Beloved Music and Elijah Tishbite. That is our gospel karaoke song of the week. What do you think of that one? Absolute banger. Rebla never disappoints. Elijah came through. Oh my days. And Beloved Music. I just love her vocals. Like she's like a little angel, like a little canary. She just decorates the song so beautifully. Really do love her vocals, love her melodies. She's actually got a song called Melody, and every time I hear her voice I think of the song. But yeah, absolute banger. Love this one. Well deserved song of the week. Came out about a month ago. It's got a really good music video as well. Make sure you go and check it out. Add that to your playlist because your faith is unshakable. And these are the things that we need to listen to. These are the things that we need to talk about. These are the things that we need to reaffirm, that our faith is unshakable. So thank you, artists, for this wonderful song. I wonder who's going to win next week. We have had a few submissions as well. There are so many great gospel songs out at the moment, and I just love what all these artists are doing for the kingdom, especially in this season. I feel the enemy is really roaring around looking for who he can devour and who he can distract, and I think these songs help put us back on track. They help us to focus on the one who will help us in this life with this cost of living crisis, with everything else that is going on. We can only rely on the one who we must have unshakable faith in. So thank you. That brings me to the end of my show. Thank you for riding with me. I've been Philly. You've been great. Remember, keep it locked to Affinity Xtra, and most importantly, be extra. Mwah. God bless.
Hi, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment, and make sure that you're sharing the videos and watching so much more. We have loads of content for you. I hope you enjoy. See you soon.